Hi, my name's Dan Marostica. I was the assistant chair, Ron was the chair, of the 1964 float cutting the apron strings. It won first prize Class H. The parade theme was Symbols of Freedom. 65 applications were submitted for that year's contest. James Moyer and John Rice suggested the apron strings theme. The float depicted a small boy leaving home with a stack of books and heading towards a Roman-style column with two words, higher education, on its connecting archway. His mother was waving goodbye, and a large pair of scissors were cutting her apron strings, which were attached to the small boy. There was a great discussion about the mother itself, how she was going to look. Many people didn't want her so heavy. They wanted her to be trimmer because of the amount of steel it would cost to create that frame. The team settled on making her bigger because it gave her a more comforting appearance. However, because of her size, we had to use a big cherry picker just to place her on the frame. But since we had to use more steel, budget had to be cut in other departments. The float had two chassis which were connected by the boy. Marty Lassa drove the 39 by 14-foot float, and his co-pilot was Tom Wolfe, who later became the 1966 chairman. Tom operated the large pair of scissors cutting using cables and levers. A third student, Dave Gonzalez, rode in the float to make the mother's arm wave, also using cables and levers. The float had a Chrysler engine, a radiator from a jet air plant, and 4-speed truck transmission and 4-wheel dollies. The float was covered with over 100,000 blooms, including chrysanthemums, stock roses, silver leaves, and croton leaves. During Deco Week, we were running low on either croton or palm leaves. So Ron had the floral committee chairman take some of our students and go along Pasadena's residential area and acquire those leaves. We saw it as a public service. We were just helping the residents cut back on their excessive foliage. Lastly, it took over 2,000 hours to complete the float with a budget of around $1,000.